Something I've really come to see, both in myself as well as loads of other men, is that we have effectively two standards for socializing. One is for socializing outside of romantic context, whereas when we want to ask a woman out, when we want to be flirtatious, when we like her, suddenly it's not just that we get nervous, but we get nervous because we have a whole new set of standards that we put upon ourselves. And let me explain this. So normally when you talk to somebody, let's say you go and talk to someone and they react rudely to you. You know, you say hello and they give you a weird face like, oh, what do you want? You would think, that's weird, that's a bit rude. I didn't do anything offensive, I didn't do anything mean to them, and now they're being weirdly rude and dismissive of me, they don't want to talk to me. That's weird. Whereas so many guys will not have that same set of standards when they go to talk to a woman, and especially in a romantic context. When they go talk to a woman and they're being perfectly decent, they're being perfectly normal, they go and say, oh, hello, how are you? And the woman behaves poorly. You know, she says, oh, what do you want? Suddenly, we blame ourselves. We think, oh, you know, she must be busy with something. I'm just a burden. I'm being a creep, or I'm just physically gross looking. You know, it's my fault. Loads and loads of men do this. I hear this constantly, that it's always their fault when it comes to a romantic context. And it doesn't matter what they did, what she did, none of it matters. They always blame themselves. And this is, I think, a lot closer to the core of why loads of men feel uncomfortable flirting, uncomfortable asking women out. They feel like a creep. They feel like they're a burden. And I feel this myself all the time too. It's not like I'm over this myself. And so many of us are so tired and frustrated of feeling like this because it keeps us from actually approaching women that we want to date, and it keeps us single. And so much of the advice out there is like, oh, well, you need to just repeat this action. You know, you just need to go ask women out, immerse yourself in it, and you'll become accustomed to that anxiety, and you'll get over it, and you'll get the hang of it. I don't think that this is necessarily wrong, but it feels frustrating to hear it. A ton of guys will say, oh, that's boomer advice. I don't think it's totally incorrect advice, but I do think there is a reason why so many of us guys, including myself, we get frustrated when we hear this advice of, oh, just get over it. Just immerse yourself in the dating world, ask women out, deal with the rejection. And I think why it's frustrating is because it's not really addressing the real problem. It's not just that we're a bit nervous. It's not just that we have a little bit of anxiety because we're not used to it, or because we've never done it before, or because we're worried about rejection. I recently ran a poll where I asked a load of guys online, what are you most afraid of when you're approaching a woman? Her rejecting you as a primary fear for approaching women was the third least chosen option. It was like 7% of, I think it was only about 100 or so people who replied to this. But still, I think that's really true because I feel the same way, and loads of other guys I've talked to feel the same way. It's not her rejection. We get rejected all the time. Like, that's not the problem. It's that the other two options were feeling like a creep and being condemned for approaching. And I think the reason why we are so terrified of that, it's not just that it hurts, but that it cuts so deeply for us because we have accepted the standards of feminism. And I think that's why we have this dual mindset of like, there's normal socializing. We can talk to our friends, we can talk to random guys, maybe we can even talk to females that we're not interested, women we're not interested in. But the second we want to ask a woman out, the second the context becomes romantic, suddenly it's all your fault. Doesn't matter. It's all your fault. You look at her and she looks a little uncomfortable, your fault. We put that on ourselves. We feel that condemnation without her even doing anything. I think that has a lot more to do with why so many guys are so terrified of asking women out. Feminism is the cause of it, but a big part of getting over this is us letting go of that pain, us letting go of the premises feminism has put upon us, this guilt This idea that it's your fault. And the thing about getting over any kind of ideology, if you go from believing one thing to another, it's not enough to simply refute the idea analytically. You can't just say, I don't agree with this term, and then you're done. You have to address the way in which your subconscious actually behaves. Because every conscious idea you hold operates subconsciously. Every philosophic premise that we hold actually affects us subconsciously. Consciously, it doesn't. Our conscious mind is merely our ways of analyzing, of understanding things, not of operating day to day. We don't consciously think, oh, I'm a villain here for approaching a woman. We don't consciously think that. It's subconscious. It's immediate, and we feel it in terms of an emotion. Right? We feel those subconscious premises emotionally. We just feel uncomfortable. We feel guilty. We feel shitty. We feel like we're a villain. This issue won't be solved easily, and certainly not overnight. And I don't have the full answer yet, but I want to keep working on it. I kind of really made this distinction clear in my mind today, actually. So I don't quite have an answer, but there's something you can do that I think would help out a lot. It's something called sentence completion exercises. It's where you get out a piece of paper, you write out the sentence that I'm going to give you, or sentences, and you complete that sentence in as many ways as you can think of. And the whole point of this is to get you to confront premises in yourself. So if you write down, when I'm communicating, I'm responsible for, and write as many answers as you can. When I'm asking a woman out, I'm responsible for. Is it just that I'm responsible for these things? When a woman feels uncomfortable, I believe it's because I give myself permission to, I'm not responsible for, women are responsible for. Now this is just a list of things that I came up with just now, and I hope that they can be helpful. I do want to think more about this and give more solid advice, but I think what's at the core here is that we have subconsciously accepted a moral double standard that feminism has just preached to us since childhood. And of course we've accepted it. It's not like we've chosen it consciously. We've just been raised in a world that believes that. We don't really know of any other way. So I think the goal here is to dig deep into our subconscious and rip out this idea of the fact that we feel responsible for absolutely everything about a woman. Her emotional state, how she feels, how she views us, how we view her, everything. We always blame ourselves. We always feel responsible. Well, I hope you found this interesting and helpful, and leave a like if you liked it, and I hope you subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. But before you go, I have a couple pieces of channel updates. I've been talking a lot about, bigger videos that I want to do, like my Psychology of Feminism video, which is still in the works, but unfortunately I've had a lot of personal stuff going on for the past couple of months. My relationship ended a couple months ago, and I moved out, if you've noticed, and there's a new space that I'm in, and I'm also trying to find work. Work is kind of not stable right now, so there's a lot that's been going on. It's been really hard for me to focus on bigger projects, and I didn't want to rush that dark Psychology of Feminism video, because I really do want it to be, pretty good. And but I think that's going to be changing soon. I think I'm going to be able to focus more on that kind of stuff. So thank you all for bearing with me through this time, and things are going to start looking up soon. Well, I hope to see you soon, and I hope that sentence completion exercise is actually helpful. See you next time.